Okay, so a lot of the Siemens literature talks about data reuse. So what does that actually mean? In this tutorial, I'm going to look at a couple of examples. The first one is going to be we need to place a motor in here, and after doing some searching on the internet, the only one I've found is a Inventor part. So we're just going to have to bring that in. So I've changed my document type to Inventor, and you can see the IPT extension on here. So we just need to go and open that, and we'll open that into a normal part file, so you can see the translation happening. And like with most situations, when you import a file, it comes through as a part copy, which effectively is a dumb solid. So let's just save that, and then we can place that into our assembly. So just using the standard Windows drag and drop, and we just need to position this in. So I'm going to place this onto here and use an excellent line to position it that way. So you can see that we've now sort of positioned it roughly, and finally we can do a planar line to finally position it. Now, although this was similar to the one we wanted one that had a longer throat on here, so we can change our selection type to face priority, and we just need to create some extra space. So if I fence select all of this, that allows us to drag out the whole thing 30mm. So we've now modified the two parts in the one operation. We also need to then shuffle this back um, 10mm. That gives us room to get those clips in. So a lot of programs allow you to sort of edit the geometry, but when you're looking at an imported part, what we've done is actually just modified this to suit our requirements. Now the two faces here don't match, so we can just going back to our part priority, which means we can open up this part here. This flange here doesn't match, so we need to copy the face there. So using just the straight extrude command, I can actually pick up on this face and use that as my basis for creating that new flange. So I've now redeveloped that flange really quickly. So again, it's part of that reusing of information. And when we go back, we've now got our assembly that's ready to go. So that's sort of a couple of examples. Reuse, we can import parts from off the internet. As you can see, it's a complex part. It would take a lot of modeling up to give us that impression of what we needed, and we've modified this part here so that we can match the flanges. So another example is to copy a set of features. In this case, we want to take this whole front region here. So if I just rotate it around, we can do a fence selection to get what we require. just quickly turn around. Notice we've managed to pick up an extra edge there, so we can hold the control key down to deselect that. Then by going Control C, we can copy those features and go into a new part where we want to put them, and we'll just place that down in space. So we've got several features here. If I change the orientation of the steering wheel, just shift clicking on there, I can rotate this around 90 degrees. And then use my options here to position it. For the last piece, I need to get it centered on that hole so that it's going to sit flush with this face here. So now we've got it in place. All we need to do is right mouse click and go attach, and you can see that it's not only copied the external features, but it's taken the hole through as well. So again, reusing information that we've already done, not a lot of rework required. It allows us to position things exactly as we want them to, and it just goes to show how quick and easy it can be to reuse data.